G'day guys and welcome back to Alien Earth. This is episode 4. Previously on, we've collected our alien specimens. We've started experimenting. Um, we cut open a face hugger, took out the little embryo, I guess you could call it, put that in inside of a lung that we actually took out of what's his name? Joe. Um, I was admittedly first confused about what was happening. I thought they made a lung, but now I'm very curious as about what they're gonna do next. Are they gonna put that lung back inside Joe and use him as the experiment, or are they just gonna let that lung grow? Let the xenomorph grow inside the lung and see what happens, and then hopefully replace Joe's lung with like a fake one. I don't know, man. I'm assuming they're gonna put the lung back inside Joe. But in the meantime, I mean, we've got Wendy, who was hearing something, hearing some clicking, hearing that higher frequency that she does, and she was in a bit of pain. I think she was hearing I assume it might be the face hugger, but it could be the embryo as well, being in pain. That was affecting her, and I'm assuming it was affecting all of the other face huggers slash embryos as well. Um, we don't know, well, I don't know at the very least, if the face huggers will hatch on their own or if they actually just need some form of organic material around them in order to hatch. I don't know how that works. But yeah, I mean, we had the sweet fight at the start where Wendy hooked um the what do you actually call that? Everyone's just calling it like the tongue inside of the tongue, or the tongue inside of the mouth, or the mouth inside of the mouth, something like that. Yeah, she hooked the little mouth and then had some fun with that with the xenomorph. But other than that, I mean, we had at least 2 shots of that dude, or at least 1 or 2 people spraying the walls with some stuff. Still don't know what's going on there. There's only really one way to find out, though, which is to get to episode 4. But before we get there, I just want to remind everybody that my Patreon is now live, and for $5 a month, you can get full-length reactions to everything that I'm currently reacting to, which includes, obviously, Alien Earth. It will include shows like Camp Cretaceous, Futurama when that comes back, Sausage Party, Foodtopia. The list will be ever endless. But yeah, for $5 a month, you can get full-length reactions at patreon.com/TheFatBandicout. Now, let's get to episode 4 of Alien Earth, shall we?
I took her hearing offline.
She mentioned a sound the moment we landed. It was louder, closer to the xenomorph she got.
Like,
And last night,
it was calling for them?
I extracted the embryo.
You think it's got something to do with these creatures?
Not all of them, just one species.
The others didn't react?
Oh, good, it's the brother. Are you okay?
No, at least he's alive. Does he have his lung?
Why?
We took her hearing offline.
You did what? Hi. We haven't met. You work for me, or should I say you work for a subsidiary of a holding company of an LLC of mine. Yeah, how's the new lung?
Oh, they gave him a fake one. Okay.
Great. Thanks. You'll never guess what we did with the old one. What?
I can't hear you. I can't
At least they didn't go that far.
sound in the lab. It hurt my head. I can't hear.
Okay. What's in the lab? Tell me you didn't bring those things back here. We're wasting time. Okay, bring our audio processors online.
Yeah.
They got real awkward for some reason.
I woke up and I heard it. The sound like
Sounds like a Xeno.
dogs rubbing their legs together.
Crickets?
So I followed it. And it was coming from the lab. Kirsch was doing things in there. He was experimenting on the eggs. It was screaming.
The eggs?
No. It's a baby.
The embryo. Interesting.
Baby was screaming.
In pain or fear or...
Okay, we're gonna figure out what it is.
Because then, like, she passed out and then they put it, like, in the thing with the lung.
What do you mean, no?
She can hear an alien language, and you want to turn that off?
If it's hurting you, we should make it stop.
No, I think they picked me. They're talking to me. I want to hear them.
Deal. Start the test.
I mean, why would you pass up this opportunity?
Okay. Let's start the test at 20,000 hertz.
I hear it.
Okay, so that she can hear it at 25,000.
Oh, what if I raise it?
Same.
Must be spread across multiple frequencies. I'm gonna go to the highest range now.
And that's 75,000? It would be a lot louder.
Stop. Down.
Down.
There.
Curly, did you hear anything? Like what? A sound you can't identify?
She can't...
Maybe. Don't tell me what I want to hear. Tell me the truth.
She can't hear anything. So maybe they did, like, pick her.
Can you make the sound in a frequency we can hear?
How?
How did you hack the data to watch your brother? Asimov said above a certain level, technology is indistinguishable from magic. Don't think of your
That is true.
Think of it as a speaker. Just plays music. The sound is in your mainframe, so you just Alakazam.
Interesting. And they're gonna record her and mimic it in order to try to control it. Is she gonna be like that queen or something?
Do you know why there are 3 monkeys on your wall?
It's a good question. Everyone seems to have them on the wall.
Mizaru sees no evil. Kikazaru hears no evil. Iwazaru speaks no evil.
I had no idea they had names.
Ancient Buddhist teaching about avoiding evil thoughts and deeds, but over the years they've come to represent something else. Do you know what that is?
No.
If I did something evil, would you report me? If I hurt or caused others to be hurt, would you do something to stop me, or would you look the other way?
Stop you.
It's just, is this a test?
That's what being an adult is. A constant test.
I would stand up for my friends.
Good.
I guess that means Mara. What you gonna do, Slightly? It's an extreme close-up of a goat. Sheep. Thing. Sheep. This poor sheep. This thing is gross, but so cool. Well, I don't want to see this happen. Goes in through the eyes. Burrows in. And then, like, assumes control. Like, attach itself to its brain. It's taking control of all of it. Even its vocal cords. But also, yeah, seeing a sheep stand up on two legs, it's weird.
Wavy lines are totally different now.
Those are gamma waves. Problem-solving concentration. See how they've increased? This creature is highly intelligent.
You think you could tell which one's like artificial and who's actual human?
Arthur? Where are you taking me? I don't understand why we had to leave the lab. What?
Are you serious?
Darling, can you please just explain to me what's going
Now,
on?
what are we doing here? This isn't science. We're halfway through beta testing the hybrids, and he brings in who knows how many alien species to...
It is a multi-world.
How was it not science?
He can do two things at once. He breaks rules. He takes risks. Maybe that's why he's so far ahead.
Yeah, but that's not science. I mean, I don't care how rich you get. Something is or it isn't.
Quantum mechanics.
Okay, that's...
Light is a particle and a wave.
Yeah, theoretically, yeah. But we took the minds of children and put them in synthetic bodies. That's not theoretical. I mean, if we did this wrong, best case, we got a bunch of AIs running around thinking that they're human. Worst case, we killed 6 kids.
That is not something we're flippant about. Ever.
No, I hear you. I'm worried.
I don't think things are that black and white, to be honest.
I need you to hear that. Not as a scientist, but as your husband.
I do.
Okay, then we need to stick to the protocols. Reevaluate the risks. I think we need to think about what's...
You think she's gonna, like, I don't know, report him or something?
Figure it out. Hey, sweetheart.
I have good news. Such good news. I'm pregnant.
Huh?
What?
I'm gonna have a baby.
No, that... That's impossible. You're a machine.
I'm not a machine. Why would you say that?
No, of course not, baby. He didn't mean that.
Hmm. I mean, she definitely went through something last episode.
I woke up this morning and I just knew. It's not all those horrible things he was saying about me. What's inside of me. Controlling me. Metal and silicone. It's a baby.
Wow, that's big news.
Man, you need to shut her down.
You know what I'm starting to realize that we didn't. In all the busyness of trying to make sure that everything went right with your transition, all of you, we never really talked about your new bodies, how they work, and how they're different. You know it's different, right? Your new body.
I mean, she was poking her eyeball and stuff.
It is.
Pretty sure she's aware.
But it's not just the size, I'm talking about on the inside. Let me show you the diagram.
I don't want to look at that.
I mean, she already knows it's like metal and silicone. And
I said no.
Okay.
It's a girl, I think. Clarissa.
yeah, just go ahead and put the lotion in the basket, huh?
You wanted to see me?
I thought we might discuss your future with this company.
My unit, sir, specifically Rashidi, Siberian, are they okay?
That information is confidential. To be completely frank, so is the information about Wendy.
Marcy. My sister's name's Marcy.
So you believe she's your sister?
She has her memories, her sense of humor. Doesn't that make her Marcy?
Her brain.
Actually, that's something we'd like to know too. From you.
From me.
We'd like confirmation from someone who knew her well that the transition was a success.
She thinks she's my sister.
What do you think?
I think this conversation's over.
It's a condition of your employment that you answer all questions put to you by a superior.
Well, then I quit.
Of course. As this is a private island, we'll have to get you on the first shuttle back home. Confidentiality, you understand? I should tell you that if you're no longer employed by us, then all contact with the unit you call your sister will be terminated.
No.
Also, as your body keeps reminding you, you have a new lung. Whilst it comes courtesy of the Prodigy Corporation, it isn't free. You could work off the price here, assessing Wendy, redeploy and paid off with a lifetime contract, or simply go home and we'll bill you.
A lifetime contract. Could be very short considering what they're doing, but still.
I'm not sure how this works, but can you hear me?
So we can hear him.
Oh, okay, well, great. I checked it out, you know.
It's like overhearing a phone call, right?
And there's just no way.
You only hear one side of the conversation.
Boy, you'll figure it out.
No. What I'm trying to say is that I can't do it.
Can't or won't.
My friends.
So won't.
I'm sorry, Kumi.
Harush. I'm afraid sorry doesn't work. You know, it's funny you called. I was just talking about you. With your...
I figured. As soon as you gave him the name.
Harush, I really wanted us to be friends.
We are, right? We are friends.
I hope so, but friends help each other, right?
I'll help
Well, that's great. What a relief. He's gonna help.
I just don't know how, you know, like there's just one of me and there's so many guards and they have guns and...
Okay, I tell you what you're gonna do.
Doesn't he have like?
You're gonna sneak in a person.
Person?
Into the lab. Anyone you like.
Who the hell would that person be? Also, this episode, no shot of a dude spraying the walls. We've seen some black spots on the walls in the background, but no one's spraying anything. Why are we hearing it breathe? Does it have a microphone? Oh, you can see it moving. How big is it gonna get? I mean, we know they grow fast, but is that contingent on the size of the organic material? Or is it just going to grow to be a normal size Xeno? He's alive! It's staying small. It doesn't have arms or legs yet. You can see where they are, though. Does it need to, like, eat something to get big? Or is it just going to grow? Or what? I don't know how Xenos work. Gets little arms. Well, look at the little baby. Okay, got ourselves a pet snake. Or will it grow near organic material? You know what I mean? I don't know how Xenos work. Because normally, you know, when they burst out of a chest, they do start small, like they come out kind of like that. But then they tend to grow real fast. And I'm starting to wonder if... I've never really thought about it. I just said, you know, that's what they do. They start small, they come out of a chest, and they get real big real quick. But with this, I'm starting to wonder if they grow big, not just around like organic material. I wonder if it's like the size of the threat. Like, I'm sure if it comes across that sheep, it might get a little bigger. It may not have to, but maybe if it's around humans when it bursts out of a chest, they grow larger and far more dangerous. And because this one, it burst out of the lung, and you know, it only had Wendy there. It stayed in its little snake form. And you can see where its little arms are, so you know it can grow. It's gonna get arms at some point. But again, Is it just because there's no organic material around, it realizes there's no threat? Or is it, or, it could just be the fact that it came out of like a single lung and that's the only organic material it had to grow from or something? Is the size of the xeno contingent on the amount of organic material it can consume in order to burst out of a chest, to be born, in a sense? Because when it's in an actual human body, like, I suppose it would be in a lung, wouldn't it? Because if it's coming out of a chest, it might feed off of, like, where does it sit in the human body? Like, obviously the chest, but, like, is it in a lung and it's feeding off of, like, the oxygen and... But it's got the rest of the human body to kind of siphon off of, right? All the blood and everything in that. And that's why it gets so big, like it fed a lot. I don't know. And you only give it a lung, so it only stays in its little snake form, but it has the potential to grow. Maybe when it, again, like, it has to be the size of the threat, I'm guessing. And it sees Wendy, it doesn't see Wendy as a threat because she doesn't have any organic material. So, I don't know. Unless, does it actually take a few minutes for it to grow? So, like, next episode, it's gonna be a huge one, maybe. But either way, there's a snake form Xeno alive and well in the lab that they're gonna be running experiments on. We've got Slightly, who is being threatened by Kumi Morrow, in order to get somebody, some human, in front of an egg so that it can release a face hugger, and the face hugger can attach itself to someone, and then all hell will break loose. Like, is that the plan? Because I think they need the specimens back in, well, Wayland Yutani, but what is Morrow's plan? Is it unleash the xenomorph in order to kill everybody on the island, and then Wayland Yutani can just move in? Because the original plan was to sneak an egg off the island, but if that's impossible, the next plan B, is unleash a Xeno. Technically, one's already been unleashed, so I don't know. And Nibs, is that the redhead? Is that Nibs? She's gone a little. She's got some issues. She went through something last episode. I thought it was like PTSD, but then she was just kind of acting. She came in, said she was pregnant. She could feel it. And then when she was like being confronted by the truth, she became very aggressive. And Sylvia called it a level 3 event, and that they would know what to do about it. And I'm assuming that's shut her down and maybe recalibrate stuff. Like, I don't know. It could be a memory wipe kind of thing. I'm not sure. We've also learned that Wendy appears to be the only one that we know of that can hear the Xenos. Because what was her name? I don't actually think I wrote it down. The one that can speak French. She couldn't hear anything, but they made a big deal out of her trying to become the favorite and the fact that she could like speak French and blah blah blah. But then we have Isaac, who can do basically the same thing. I'm assuming they all can. It's just download all the books from the library and learn everything in that book and understand it. Like, if they, downloaded a French book, they'd be able to speak French as well. So I don't know, doesn't really put her ahead of the curve in any fashion. It's just what they choose to do, one way or the other. Yeah, but for some reason, Wendy's the only one that we know of that can hear um the Xenos. Maybe Nibs can, but like I don't know why she was. It's probably got nothing to do with one or the other. I'm just gonna stop talking. Why was she going around saying she was pregnant? I don't know. I don't know. But at least Wendy is, clicking away in a frequency we can hear. We just can't understand what she's saying. They haven't translated yet, so still waiting for that one. And I'm assuming the boy genius, boy cavalier, wants a way to control the Xenos, hence the voice mimicry, or at least communication in a sense. Does that make Wendy a queen in a fashion? Because I don't think like Xenos have a hive mind. It's just they're able to communicate on a frequency we can't even hear. And that's just how they communicate with each other. It's not like a mental thing. So there's that. I mean, the only other thing, well, actually, there's a couple of things. We learned that there was some kind of war on Earth, and then the 5 corporations rose up and fixed all the issues. So they're now called the 5. But, when the Wayland Yutani ship crashed in Prodigy City, they asked the 5, or at least Wayland, Yutani, sorry. Yutani asked the 5 in order to step in to help solve the problem. Is that what they said? But I'm assuming they mean, like, the other 3. Unless it's, like, the lawyers from all 5 corporations or something get involved. Or at least the board of directors or something like that. Like, they said the 5. I'm assuming they just mean, like, the other 3, which is Threshold, Dynamic, and Lynch. And Joe is now under a lifetime contract with Prodigy, just so we can stay on the island with Wendy/Nancy. But I mean, the lifetime could be very short with all these alien species around, which kind of just brings me to that poor sheep. The thing is just standing there, man. Like, it went up on its hind legs, stood up for a bit, and then probably realized that it wasn't capable of staying up there in that fashion for very long. And then it just kind of stood there and stared. Like, it's back down on its 4 legs, but it's just standing there staring. I wonder if it is going to get aggressive at some point. Maybe it needs to find another host that's capable of actually doing some damage. Like, I'm glad they didn't bring a bear in there. You know what I mean? Or a lion or a tiger or something. And they went with something harmless like a sheep. We didn't really need to see it unless people needed to clear things up with that, because we kind of knew what it already did with the cat. And like, it took full control. Maybe it cleared up the fact that the cat was kind of dead already, and it just took full control of like its nervous system and even like his vocal cords and everything. Like, nervous system, all the muscles, it was walking around. I mean, it was making the cat lick up the blood, drink the blood, and then made the cat meow. Here, the sheep was also, what did they call it? The subtitles call it something. The sheep was making noise. After it was already taken over. So it takes control of vocal cords as well. Maybe that's to lure more things in. But it's very creepy. But again, like, we didn't really need to see that scene. It was just for... It wasn't for us, I think. It was mainly just for the scientists in that lab, story-wise, so they know what it actually does. I'm assuming... do they have other animals? Are they going to bring more in? Because they still need to experiment on, like, that leech or tick spider thing. I wonder if they're going to... What would be interesting is if they put that spider tick thing in with the sheep at the same time as this eyeball squid. And see if it'll actually, like, attach itself to the sheep and, like, drink its blood while this eyeball thing's attached to it. And would that do anything to the eyeball? Probably not, right? Would they attack each other? Like, I don't know. Plus, I mean, we still got other species. We had, like, that giant, what looked like a scarab kind of thing, maybe. And then the plant thing that they still haven't shown us either. I don't know if all these things are going to be unleashed, but I don't know. Man, anything can happen now that a Xeno is kind of on the loose. Like, what is that thing going to do? Can Wendy actually control it? Until a bigger Xenomorph comes along? Maybe. Well, I don't know, man. Is slightly going to be successful in the next 24 hours to put someone in front of an egg? And my suspicion is Joe, but it really could be anybody. Because, I mean, now that the snake Xeno, the baby Xeno, is there, he could go to Joe and say Wendy's in trouble because there's an alien on the loose. Joe runs into the lab, gets trapped in with one of the eggs, and that's the end of it. I am, like I said during the action, I am curious if it will actually go for Joe, considering that he's not all organic. You know, it's kind of like how the Xeno in, well, whatever episode it was, 2, I think, when it was going through the tower, killing everybody, it was with Morrow, but it seemed to ignore him. Like, it seemed to think that, like, well, it didn't actually ignore Morrow. It was kind of there, and it was, like, looking at Morrow, being like, well, he's, maybe it could be a fear thing, but also it doesn't sense that Morrow was... Can they tell, is my question. Can they tell if something's organic or not? I'm assuming they can, because that Xenomorph ignored literally every hybrid in the tower. It didn't attack Morrow, like it left, and I was thinking maybe it was a fear thing, but maybe it just could also tell that Morrow wasn't entirely human. Yeah, he's a cyborg. He's got cybernetic enhancements, like he's not fully human, and that's why I didn't go for him. And that's why I didn't go for the hybrids. Like, the Xenomorph, I guess, did try to lure Wendy in, which was weird. Maybe it was like, saw Wendy as a threat. Maybe it was going back for the eggs to get an egg, bring it to Joe, and hatch another Xeno. Maybe that was the plan. I don't know. But either way, it seemed to ignore anything that wasn't altogether human. So I'm very curious, if Joe is the one that ends up in the egg, will it actually go for him? Is my question. Can't wait for the next episode. I really can't. Because Kirsch is aware of Slightly and what he wants to happen, I guess. Could he actually hear Morrow's conversation? Probably not, right? But he's aware that something's going on, so he's going to keep an eye on Slightly. But now he's also aware that the baby snake Xeno is also hatched. So it's big news, big dangerous news. So it's going to be very interesting. But that's it for this episode, guys. Join me next time for episode 5. But in the meantime, as usual, if you all enjoy this reaction and want to see more, be sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and of course, join me next time. And I'll see you there. Bye, guys.